Hello all, my name is Hitesh Tamani and welcome to my YouTube channel. So guys, today I'm back with another logical and a good SQL problem. This interview question had been asked in Meta, and to be honest, the beauty of these problems are like these are not very difficult, but these problem makes us think loud and enhance our problem solving capability as well. So make sure you watch the video till end and please subscribe to the channel if not already done yet. So as we can see, we had been given like user level information from Meta, right? So basically, this particular input data contains like user one and user two, right? Both the column contains user level details. So basically, what does this meant over here is like user ID one. So basically, this is like user ID one, and this is user ID two, right? Both the column contains user ID only, but basically, this particular column is like user and this particular column is the friends of these users, right? So let's say uh, this particular record, right? So this is friend of this, right? Similarly for this particular record, so basically 3 is friend of 1, right? So this column is friends and this column is user, right? Now, basically, what is asked in this particular question is we have to calculate the popularity percentage for each user, right? Now, basically, we had been given the definition as well of like what popularity percentage is. So, popularity percentage is nothing but the total number of friends the particular user has divided by the total number of users on the platform, right? What does this meant actually? So basically, we have to calculate total number of users which are there on the platform, right? So let's say, for an example, let's say total number of users are 10, right? Now, for like basically, let's say for user ID 2, right? So for user ID 2, we have to like check how many friends user ID 2 has, right? Let's say user ID 2 has friends, let's say 3, right? So its popularity percentage will be nothing but this divided by this, right? So it will be zero point 0.3, right? Similarly, we have to calculate for other users as well, right? So basically, this will be the like logic or this will be the approach in order to solve this particular problem. Now, by looking at it's looking like it will be straightforward, right? But it will be a little bit tricky. So let's see like how we will be going to approach this particular problem in SQL. Let me just quickly move ahead on the SQL workbench, right? So I have already prepared this data in SQL workbench, which is like I have prepared both the columns over here. So basically it contains user one and user two, right? Now basically like what will be our first the very first step to solve this particular problem, right? We have to calculate the overall users like available in this particular data set, right? So can I say this thing like half of the user information is available in this particular column and rest half is available in this column, right? So can I do a union of these two columns in order to get the total number of or total count of users, right? So what we have to do over here is I will do user one. I will like fetch user one from Facebook friends table. Similarly, I will do union of user two, right? Now, just basically to take only unique users from like both of these columns. So what I will use distinct. I know like basically union will give me distinct records only, but just to be on the safer side, I will use distinct as well, right? So it will be distinct of user one and I'm using distinct of user two as well. Now, when I will run this, so basically it will give me all the users, all the unique users, which are available in this particular data set, right? So this is the universe of the users which are available, right? So this had become my denominator. This is my denominator, right? Now, the second part of this particular question is I have to basically calculate or I have to basically evaluate the friends of each user, right? So basically, let's say for this particular user, friend is 1, right? For user ID 1, the friend is 3, right? So basically, I have to create a logic in order to get all the users and like all the friends of those users, right? So what I will do over here is this will be my one part of the query. In order to get friends of like all the users, what I will do over here is I will use select user one, right, comma user two. I will use like both the records from from Facebook friends, right? Let me just quickly run this query and we'll show you how it will look like. So these are the two columns, right? Now, basically, can I say this thing? As we have seen already, basically this particular column contains like half of the user information and this particular column contains half of the user information, right? So can I say this thing? If we combine these two columns, right? And basically, if we like replace user one with user two, and user two with user one, so can I say this thing like basically we are covering all the information, right? Let me just show you what I am saying over here, right? So basically we are using user one and user two, right, from Facebook friends, right? Similarly, what I'm doing over here is I'm using union, and I will use same logic to get like friends of all the users, right? So basically for user one, I am combining user one with user two, and similarly I am combining user two with user one, right? And user two, I'm giving it alias as user one, right? Similarly, user one, I'm giving it as the alias as user two, right? Why I'm doing this? Because like, let's say when we are doing union of these two, right? So basically our column name should be similar, right? Now, what is happening over here, right? So basically user one is getting concatenated with user two, right? Similarly, user two is getting concatenated with user one, right? So basically, in this particular case, we are combining these two columns, right? So we are creating a master data set, right? And then we are basically like shuffling these two data sets, right? So basically, we are looking like is two is like is one is the friend of two, right? Or is 3 is the friend of 1. Similarly, is 1 is the friend of 4. And similarly, we are looking like is 4 is the friend of 1 as well, right? So we are basically taking all the possible combinations in this particular case, right? So let me just quickly run this particular query and we'll show you how it will look like. So this will be my result set, right? Now, basically what we have to do, can I say this thing? If I will combine this particular query with this particular query, right? I will be able to get like friends of all the users, right? So what I will do over here is I will use, so like basically what I will do, I will like combine these two like subqueries right over here. So what I will do, I will join these two subqueries over here for that I will use join statement, right? I will do join of this with this, right? I will give it alias as user friends, right? And like this for this, let me just, yeah. So for this, what I will do over here is basically I will do a count of like all the users, right? Because I have to like get all the list of all the users or count of all the users basically, right? So for this, I will use select star count star basically count star from this, right? And I will give it as alias as total unique users, right? Right. So basically this will be my like one subquery. This will be my second subquery, right? And basically what I'm doing is I'm joining these two subqueries, right? So basically what it will give, this particular subquery will give me count of all the users which are there in this particular table, right? So let me just quickly run this particular query and we'll show you how it will look like. So we can see the count of all the users, count of all unique users are 9, right? Now, when I'm basically joining this particular column with this, right? Let me just quickly show you the output of this as well. So output of this is nothing but like user ID 1 and user ID 2, right? So basically, can we say this thing like this particular query is giving us only single row, right? But this particular query is giving us two columns, I would say over here, right, with multiple records, right? So you guys might be thinking like how we will be going to join these two tables where the number of records or number of rows are not equal, right? So in order to do this thing, what we are doing is over here is we are basically joining this on 1 equal to 1, right? Now what this particular thing will do over here is the output which we are getting from this, right, the output which we are getting from this, like 9, it will basically join this 9 with all the records of these two columns, right? So basically 9 will appear with all of these columns over here, right? So basically 9 will appear over here with over here, over here, right? So basically it will be a third column altogether over here, which contain 9 as a unique number of records over here, right? So let me just quickly run this query and we'll show you how it will look like. But before this, I will do select star from, right, from this particular table, and I will give this as total unique users, right? Now when I will run this particular query, let me just okay. So select star from this, why we're getting an error. Okay, let me just quickly give it as alias as all users, right? Okay. Now when I'm running this particular query, so as you can see, we are getting 9 concatenated with both of these user columns, right? So basically what is happening over here is this is our denominator, right, which we had seen in an example, right? Now this will be my numerator, like count of friends of each user will be my numerator, right? So now what I have to do, I think now it's pretty straightforward, right? This is my denominator, right? And basically count of these will be my numerator, right? So now what I will do over here is I will use user1, right? And what I will do, this is my numerator, right? So basically what I will do, count star, right, on the basis of user1, right? So basically let's say if I will do count of 1, so can I say this thing like 1 is appearing how many times? 1 2 3 4 5 times, right? So basically 1 has 5 friends, right? These are IDs, right? So basically can I say this thing 1 has 5 friends? Similarly for 2, can I say this thing like 2 is appearing how many times? 3 times, right? So basically can I say this thing like 2 has 3 friends, right? So basically what I'm doing is I am aggregating on user1 and I'm counting, right? Counting number of times basically user1 is appearing, right? Now this will be my numerator, right? Now what should be my denominator over here is denominator is nothing but this one, right? Now since I am using a aggregating aggregator function over here, so for denominator also I have to use aggregate function, right? So can I say this thing if I will use min, or you can use max as well, right? Or you can use average as well, right? So can I say this thing like I will get 9 only, right? So for that, what I'm doing is I am doing min of all users, right? And this all users we are getting from this particular table, right? So I will do TUU dot all users, right? So this will be my that popularity percentage. So I am giving it as aliases as popularity percentage, right? And since basically I'm calculating percentage over here, so I will multiply this with 100.0, right, to convert it into decimal, right? And what I will do over here is I think I have to place comma over here as well. Okay. And what I have to do over here is, since I'm like using a aggregate function over here, so I will use group by of user one. So I will do group by user one, right? So let me just quickly run this query and we'll show you how it will look like, right? So as we can see, basically for user one, we are getting 55.55%, right? Which is nothing but like, as we can remember, for user ID one, we were having 5 friends, right? So it will be nothing but 5 divided by 9, which is nothing but 55%, right? Similarly, for user ID 2, we are getting 33.33 percentage, right? So like this will be the approach to solve this particular problem, right? I hope you learned something new today. Thank you one and all. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye.